Hello, Robbie Susan Chandler here from RobbieSusanCarsandCrafts.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who lives in Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida. Today I'm here to share a bundle with you that is one of our online exclusives called Changing Leaves. And our item number is 164139 and it's $54. And when we say online exclusives, what that means is it is not in the catalog. You can only find it online, but it's a beautiful set, and I'll show you. Here's the stamp set itself, and then it has some coordinating dies that I'll share with you in a minute. And here's the card we're going to make. I love this card. I used the rich raspberry and the wild wheat for the base. Here's the inside, just a little note to brighten your day. Now this one I actually made a get well card, speedy recovery, but the one I'm going to make today is going to say thinking of you, and it'll still have a little note to brighten your day. So let's start making this card together and see what the pieces are. Let me move this out of the way. Alright, our card base, like I said, is wild wheat, and it's 5.5 by 6.5 and scored at 4 1/4 because it's got just this little flap here. And on the front of this little flap, we're going to hear this piece that's 2 by 5 1/4. Now this piece is actually a carryover designer series paper, one of our specialty ones, and it's from this pack, and you can see some of the different designs because I've got little pieces left of some of the ones that I used. And it's called Natured Sweetness, and its item number is 162616. And I'm not sure if you'll see it in the catalog, but I know you can find it online with that number. And it's called Nature's Sweetness. And I like it because it has a lot of golds in it, like this piece. And I felt like all these leaves really matched the leaf that we're going to use on this card. Okay, let's put that aside. So the first thing I did was go ahead and adhere that strip to my little flap on the front. And then the inside piece is a piece of basic white, and it's cut with the Cornerstone Country dies, and I just cut this from like a 4 by 5 1/4 piece. And here's the countryside corner dies, and I used I think this is the next to the largest. Let me check. Yeah, I used the next to the largest die because we're going to use the largest one in a minute on our rich raspberry piece. So I cut this out of basic white, and I stamped my cinnamon on it in Berry Burst. Now this cinnamon, a little note to brighten your day, and the leaf both came from the Changing Leaves set. So let's just, you know what, let's wait and put that in after we do our front, because we need to get our front on first. Okay, our first layer on the front is another piece of, it's a piece of Berry Burst that's cut with the largest countryside corner dies, and it's this piece, and it's cut from a 4 by 5 1/4 piece. So I cut that piece out of the Berry Burst, and then I embossed it with this embossing folder called Changing Leaves. Now this embossing folder is kind of fancy because not only does it emboss, it also has a coordinating die that goes with it that cuts some of these leaves out. And I'll show you that in just a second. But this is the way it looks embossed, and just so you can see, this is the other side, which looks pretty good too. So this piece is going to go down here. Now I have one of my team members show me a way she likes to figure out how to put the glue on. So she centers it here, and then she kind of flips it over and puts a piece of paper, we'll just use this for now, up to there, and then when she flips this back, that tells her this is the area where she can put her glue. So we'll just put our glue down here. And you could put this piece on with dimensionals. Alright, I'm going to turn it back this way so I can center it where I want it. You could have probably just flipped that flap back, but I think mine moved a little bit. So there we go, and see, none of our glue is showing there. Perfectly placed, but you know what? I think I want that leaf. No, I'm not going to change it. I was going to think I want the leaf going the other way, but it's not going to now. Okay. I think I like it just as good that way, and these leaves are going all directions. Alright, so here's our base for the front. Well, now we can put our inside in. Let's go ahead and do that. And a good way to do that is to lay it over on this side, and you can put your glue on it either before or after you lay it down. And this will kind of tell you where it will be on the inside and be hidden. So I'm going to place it right about there, and I'm going to fold this over on it so when I flip it back it doesn't show. And let's straighten it up just a touch. That's what I like about this liquid Tombow glue. You can wiggle these things around a little bit. There we go. Alright, so now let's build up. The first leaf that I put on here is this one, and this one was stamped with this set, Changing Leaves, and Versamark, and I embossed it with gold embossing powder. Now to get the leaf, you had to cut it. Well, I just took this die and put my white paper under here, and I just cut this leaf out on my Big Shot or on my cut and emboss machine. You don't need this to do that. You can just lay this die down on your machine and cut it through. You could cut all of these if you wanted to, just get your paper that size and run it through. So I cut my leaves, and I'm going to drop that on here. I used dimensionals for it because when I heated it up, these leaves wanted to curl, and I didn't really want them curled up. So let's put this down just like, I think I like it like that. Okay, there we go. Now the next leaf I have is, well, let me show you all the ones that I cut from this set. Here are all these little leaves and embellishments, I guess we'll call them. And all of these came from the Changing Leaves die set. Now this bundle includes the die that I showed you, the stamp set, and the embossing folder. So that's one reason it's $54, because you get a lot of things for $54. A stamp set, an embossing folder, and dies. And not only do you get that die, you get all these dies also, and also you get this one that I used to cut my cinnamon on the front. So like I said, there's all, and then there's another circle. Let's see, there's a circle, and then another little one that goes in there. So like I said, lots of dies in here. Okay, so we've got all of these cut. Now this one I cut from some Berry Burst glimmer paper. It's a set that's Berry Burst, Old Olive, and White Glimmer. And you have to find it online also. Alright, let's move these out of the way. And we'll start with this one. And I'm just going to put a little glue on the end of it. Like that. And just kind of stick it down, let's say right here in this area. I really want these leaves to show between those two. And then I've got this one, single one. I'm going to let it stick out over on this side. Now all of these stems are going to be covered up with my big Berry Burst leaf I'm going to put in the middle. So let's work on that one next. Let me set these out of the way. So I want to show you how I could have cut this Berry Burst leaf ahead of time. It's this one right here. But I wanted to show you how this die works. Okay, first of all, you take your embossing folder, and the dies fit in the side that has the word Stampin' Up on it. And you just match it up, and you'll know it's in the right place when it doesn't move anymore. You see how it doesn't move? I'm sorry if I'm moving the table. And then I took my paper and I turned it with the glitter side down, and I placed it right on top of the leaf that I wanted, which was right there. And then folded this over. And I could tell from this side that I had it in the right place. And then I just, let me grab my plate. Along with your base plate, this one, oh, mine's filthy. You also have to have our specialty plate, which is plate number 4, to do these 3D specialty plates. So you just put that in the machine, turn it a little bit this way, and just feed it through. And I'm gonna, and always put your folded end in first. And with these dies, sometimes they work better if you feed them with the die the cut side up, this side up, and you see here is my leaf. Let me pull this off right there. And it also embossed it a little bit with this glimmer paper. You can tell on the back that it did, but on the front it shows up a little bit, but not much. So let's stick a few dimensionals on the back of this. And we're going to pop this down next on top of our other leaf. So let's bring our card back. There we go. So this leaf's just going to go right here in the middle. Down a touch. There we go. And then I'm going to adhere this little gold one, which was also another one. And all these were cut out of gold foil, which we do have that now, and you can get two 12 by 12 sheets in a pack. Oh, come on. Okay. So this is going to go kind of right in the middle of that one. Just poke it down. Then I've got this little spriggy piece. Kind of like these little spriggy pieces. They add a little bit when you're doing a little arrangements or working with leaves and flowers. I'm just going to kind of poke him down back in the back here. I'm trying to get around my dimensional, but it's not allowing me. There we go. Yeah, right there. Exactly where I wanted it. Okay, so those are all our leaves on the front, but we do have a little gold twine bow. And I'm going to stick it down right there at the bottom of those leaves. And then let's add our sentiment. Like I said, this one I'm doing Thinking of You, and this sentiment actually is from the Go-To Greetings, but that one has been retired. But I'm sure there's some good Thinking of You stamps in some other sets. It was just the first one I grabbed. So there we go. So we've got all of our leaves that were cut with all the dies from the Changing Leaves die set. And then this is from our Cornerstone, I guess I told you that, Countryside Corner dies. And then this was the matching, the one a step down. And here's our inside. Isn't that a beautiful card? I really like this card, and it's a great fall card, and you could do all kinds of colors with it. So please like my video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. So until next time, happy crafting.